and that also that death is the great equalizer, and that you will be humbled and you will get old and your teeth will fall out and your hair will fall out and you will get cancer or you will have a heart attack. And no matter how powerful you are, you're not in control. In that, it tunes you into God. And then what you said, so I'm heavily focused on this and telling my wife this, and I'm meeting with my dad, who's really my mom, and I don't see them as much as I should, but my dad's really always told me this, and I didn't really get it when I was younger. Now I get it, as I get older, and I'm sitting there just literally praying that morning and drinking coffee and just focusing on death and just focusing on life, because when you focus on death, it makes life so much bigger, and focusing on what, I'm not a Hindu and I'm not a Sikh, but the Sikhs are like a 500-year-old version of 3,000-year-old Hinduism. And they think everything's a manifestation of God in the universe around us, and then interfacing and how we take every moment of how magic it is what's going to resonate in the future to bring us close to God, so that we basically resonate into the higher dimension with God. And that's really been my instinctive understanding of it, spiritual understanding, the dream understanding of it, that I didn't read in books, and I read what the Sikhs are saying. It's basically, I was reading some of their writings just a month ago, and it was about focusing on death so you also understand life, and being humble and being a servant, and how that's what empowers you, so you're not an asshole. Like your dad would tell you, focus on the fact that I'm an asshole and shouldn't be. We all have the asshole side.
Yes.
You have a better quote, but of your dad's quote's
the
actually
root
better.
of all wisdom is knowing what an asshole you are.
And it really is. My dad always says the root of all thing is being humble and appreciating things and not getting on a power trip. Basically, what your dad's saying.
Yeah.
And so, because that's wise men, and so. I'm sitting there totally focused for I wouldn't call it meditation, for 30 minutes, just sitting there in the dark with the computer screen on. And I go, no, I'm not going to watch Tucker's show from yesterday. I'm going to watch this speech. And I click it, and I'm 10 minutes in, and you go, we got to say everything I'm saying. I haven't even said this on air. I'm hearing you say basically the same thing, because it's a universal truth. Then I want to bring the next piece to it, which you talked about. You grew up in this super wealthy area of California when you weren't, spending your summers here in Maine. And speaking 40s, I watch show all the time and read your material. It's beautiful. And you were talking about how they're totally freaked out and neurotic and crazy because no one talks about death. Everybody shelves away the old people. They basically put them out on an ice float or burn them like the Vikings. And that by doing that, that's what makes them not be connected to reason and God and the deeper things. And that's why they're so lost. That's totally true. So let me now take you one step further in this. The globalists are so scared of death. They have all this money, all this power, all this control.